Hey everybody, this is Chuck Marone. Welcome to the Friday News Digest. Now, many of you have gotten on my case in the past about drinking Mountain Dew. I'm a man with many struggles, but very few vices. However, tonight on my way into the office, I came across this brand new from Mountain Dew, the Kickstart Hydrating Boost Strawberry Kiwi flavor. And I'm afraid that we're in for a very, very delightful evening. Oh yeah, that is really, really good. We start in Tennessee, where Transportation Commissioner John Schroer indicated not to expect any new projects in this coming budget. The commissioner said, quote, "You don't build an addition on your house if the roof leaks. You fix your roof. We want to make sure our roads are maintained and as safe as possible." The Tennessee Department of Transportation faces a $7 billion backlog. And unlike most DOTs around the country, they're saying, look, we're going to focus on maintenance. We're not going to try to build new stuff. If you want new, it's going to have to come from somewhere else because we just don't have the money. We get 2 thumbs up to Commissioner Schroer. That's what leadership's all about. Way to go, Tennessee. Our second story is from Milwaukee, Oregon. Residents were sickened to learn that a business called Reliable Credit was planning to tear down and demolish a long-time storefront along Main Street to build parking. The Wind Horse Coffee Shop and Canby Asparagus Farm Casa de Tamales restaurant were scheduled to be demolished to make way for 13 new parking spaces. Said one of the residents, quote, "If I wanted to look at another ugly parking lot, I would have moved to Beaverton or Gresham, or even filthy, stinky 82nd Avenue." My understanding is that the owner is trying to tear this building down before a really sensible ordinance that would prohibit this type of action goes into effect. I applaud the residents for sticking up for what's right. You don't need the parking as much as you need the tax base. Up third, headline, oil drillers going to die in second quarter on crude price swoon. As oil prices have fallen, it's putting pressure on crude oil extractors. Oil companies have slashed thousands of jobs, delayed billions of dollars in projects, and according to one analyst, many are going to go under in the coming quarter. Quote, "Oil field service providers are facing a double whammy. Even as oil companies are demanding 20% to 30% price reductions, they're also extending wait times before paying their bills, enlarging cash flow gaps for the drilling and equipment firms." Now, many people have been saying that our economy can only run on cheap oil, but oil can only come at high prices. It's a conundrum that can't be solved. I got a solution. Let's start building some strong towns where we're not so energy dependent. Next up, open-ended European quantitative easing starts with a bang.
I think what we have to look at is this the way that we're going for all nations across the world. You know, many people are even looking at the United States to do QE3, more in the UK. Japan are continuing. Finally, Europe has got round to doing it. They're referring to it as the big bazooka, but quite frankly, I think for Europe, it's the final throw of the dice.
Now, it's important to understand what quantitative easing is. It's essentially making money out of thin air and then spending it on government debt. Quantitative easing helps debtors. It hurts creditors. It hurts people who have saved by making the euro less valuable. It helps exporters, and it hurts importers by making things that you ship out of the country less expensive to others because your currency is weaker, while making the things that you would import into your country more expensive because your currency buys less. Just like every inflationary episode that any country has ever done throughout history, it's done under the guise of helping the poor, helping the average person. But in the end, it hurts everybody. And only the wealthy are able to escape the ravages of inflation. There's a fantastic book called This Time is Different, 8 Centuries of Financial Folly. And yeah, it's a little thick. It's kind of a read. Most of this stuff is like supporting documentation you don't have to read to get the gist of it. The moral of the story is this time isn't different. Just like austerity is a consequence, not a policy. QE is a last resort brought about by desperation. It isn't some wise and courageous act, and we should quit pretending that it is. And finally, there are very few things you can do to get your driver's license taken away. You can drive like this, or you can drive like this, and you'll still have your license tomorrow. But one thing you can't do in some states, not pay your student loans. The Montana Department of Justice says those who default on their student loans face, quote, indefinite suspension until Student Loan Association notifies the Department of Vehicles of compliance. In Iowa, the state law says that they will, quote, suspend a person's driver's license upon receiving a certificate of noncompliance from the College Student Aid Commission in regard to the person's default on an obligation owed to or collected by the commission. Now, let me just point out something here. You can be this guy, Bernie Madoff. He defrauded people out of billions of dollars, yet he gets to keep his driver's license. What's the moral of the story? Tragically, it's don't be poor. Hey, that's it for the News Digest this week. Go out and get yourself an energizing strawberry kiwi Mountain Dew. They're not a sponsor of this program, but they should be. Take care, everybody. Keep doing what you can to build strong towns.